Welcome back, one and all, to Trails in the Sky 3. Last time, we were exploring the phantasm of Gransel. Bring to me the guardian of the royal family and the blade that serves the imperial house. Only then shall the door open. Well, that's going to be Muller and Julia, just like I suspected, and because it's a star door, it should be a minigame. I shall grant to you a memory fragment and my blessing. Apparently it's a memory fragment. Roughly 2 months after the crisis that struck Liberl came to an end. Oh. That concludes my report on all that transpired here 2 months prior. You chatty birds. You chatty birds. You're very pretty. You pretty chatty birds. Now shush. I really cannot thank you enough for your above and beyond efforts, Captain. Bringing an end to the chaos and restoring hope to its people was no easy task. You should truly be proud of yourself. Your Majesty, please. I've done nothing to deserve such praise. I would beg to differ. And it's why I meant to thank you on behalf of every one of Liberl's citizens. Not only did you ensure our safety, you went from place to place aiding in the restoration. Now you continue to be just as busy serving as the leader of the Royal Guard. You deserve all the thanks you get. I really am proud of you, Captain Schwarz. I am honored, Your Majesty. I believe I'll be able to formally present you with at least one medal for your achievements at a later date. General Morgan seems to think a promotion is almost assured as well. I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds in store for you. Your Majesty, I must object. The only reason that crisis was resolved at all was because of the efforts of countless people, all of whom gave their all for Liberl's sake. My contribution was but a minor part of a much greater whole. I don't feel it would be appropriate for me to be receiving medals or promotions. Captain, I agree that countless people contributed to achieving the peace that we now have. Everyone who fought, who tried to protect their loved ones, and who endured the suffering they faced contributed in some way. But I believe it's clear to everyone that without the Aerosol, the crisis would not have seen the conclusion that it did. And the one who commanded it was you. Be that as it may, medals are one thing, but I couldn't possibly consider accepting a promotion. I feel as though I've barely spent all that much time in my current position, so assuming one with even greater responsibility would be, there's no need to be modest. In my opinion, you've accomplished much more in your current position than you seem to believe you have. Actually, Captain, I'd like to propose that you take the rest of today off. How would you feel about that? May I ask why, Your Majesty? I'm not sure I quite understand. My God, I'm Cottonmouth. As I mentioned before, I want to show my thanks to you for all that you did, and I believe there to be better ways to do that than formal meetings. You certainly deserve some rest, given how exhausting going back and forth between military headquarters and the castle is. I've been receiving requests from members of the Royal Guard saying that they would like you to take a break as well. I'm terribly sorry that you had to listen to such complaints, Your Majesty. It was certainly not my intent that you should be troubled, so who was it? Lux? Leon? You could easily be both knowing them. I'm used to them telling me as much time every time they see me, but I cannot believe they chose to bother Her Majesty with an issue. As such, I would like for you to take the remainder of the day and use it to relax. That way, you can return to your duties tomorrow, feeling refreshed and ready to work for the good of this nation. Very well. It is as you wish, Your Majesty. I, Captain Julia Schwarz of the Royal Guard, accept your proposal and shall take the leave of my duties for the remainder of the day. A promotion? Ordinarily, receiving one would cause for celebration, but for me? Good morning, Captain. I hear you've been given the rest of the day off. That's right, yes. I'm amazed you already know of that when I was just told myself. It's not all that amazing, really. Leon was trying to make sure everyone knew over the communications network. I hear Echo appeal directly to Her Majesty, even. Directly? I can't believe it. He did look like he had something he wanted to say to me the last time I saw him. What is with him? I still wish we could have helped with repairing the aerosol, though. I hear the repairs are running a little behind schedule. I wonder how things are going over there. You needn't worry about the aerosol's repairs. The only reason those three are still there at Luston Fortress is that they wouldn't take no for an answer and insisted on staying. The repairs are currently being carried under Gustav, the maintenance chief of ZCF, and they'll be completed properly. My God, I'm cotton mouth. Incidentally, do you know if Her Highness left already? Yes, in fact. Claudia left not that long ago if you're looking for her. Hello, Duan. She's gone to inspect the royal villa. Were you not aware of this? Your Grace, I was not. I would very much have liked to accompany her over there, if I am truthful. I suppose that comes as no surprise. You always have been one to put yourself forward to escort her at every opportunity. I can't say I understand why. Simple escort jobs are well below your current rank, I suppose. Still, I'm sure she's well. She has a number of trustworthy guardsmen with her. Try not to fret over her too much. Of course, you're right. Thank you, Your Grace. And with that, we're leaving, Philip. There is work to be done. Just a moment, Your Grace. Please try not to be too downhearted. What are you doing, Philip? I said that there is work to be done. My apologies. Is that I think that's the first time Duan has had a pleasant interaction with people. I mean, he stood on the line to defend Gransel Castle from Ouroboros in the last game, but that's like that was actually a pleasant interaction. Is he developing? It looks as though I missed Her Highness yet again. Still, we're both so happy with our duties that it's no wonder it keeps happening. It's incredible how much Duke Duan's changed. Yeah, I was just saying that. Tell me about it. Apparently he's often seen in the administrative room working genuinely hard lately. He was the one who proposed paying compensation out a while back. I always thought of him as a good-for-nothing slob, but maybe there's more to him than that. He's finally showing that he shares Her Majesty's blood after all. Maybe he just grew the fuck up. Or maybe he had some sense scared into him. Who knows? You're on duty. Enough idle chatter. My apologies, Captain. As you are seemingly aware, I will be absent from the castle for the remainder of the day. I expect the two of you to take care of things here in my absence. Yes, ma'am. Take care. Being granted a day off is all well and good in theory, but I haven't had one in a long time. I haven't the faintest idea what to do with it. I could go shopping, perhaps do maintenance work on my equipment, or would I be best just returning to my room and reading a book? No. I need to do more than simply rest with my time. I need to use it productively. I've done nothing productive for the past few days. I need to clean in this room and I haven't because I've done nothing productive for the past few days. I've been on a Stardew Valley hook. I've started a new file on Stardew Valley. I think it's the forest farm I chose. I went with a female farmer. I've married Leah. Leah, how do you pronounce her name? I've been on a Stardew Valley kick. I know. Wouldn't it be nice to take a light stroll along the scenic route? I haven't done that in ages. It would be an excellent use of my time. Is it really true that Julia has returned to Gransel? I guess she has a lot of fans. Where is she? Where is she? Please don't push. Everyone, please calm down. What exactly is going on here? Captain? Oh no, why did you have to come now? It's dangerous here. Please retreat back inside the castle. Julia! What? I'm not doing that. What the devil is this? You have fangirls. That's adorable. Poor guy. Got pushed in the freaking moat. Captain Schwarz? We've locked the castle gates for the time being. You aren't hurt, are you? No, I'm fine. What just happened? Well, they appear to be rather ardent fans of yours, Captain. You know, we did have a rather large number of fan letters arriving at the castle this morning. I wonder if that could be related to all of this. Fan letters? Apparently some magazine company put together a special feature on you recently. It was full of information on what you were up to on that flying city. Oh, that reminds me. A few people who claim to be from the Liberal News came here today while you were away. They said they were putting together a feature to capitalize on your property, on your popularity, not property. So they wanted to gather material for it. I think I've heard enough. I can probably fill in the rest myself. Why am I getting this kind of attention? Fan letters, magazine articles. Why am I being treated like someone special? I'm not! First Her Majesty praising me more than I deserve, now this. All I wanted to do was protect Her Highness. That's all. That's what I want to do now, too. But the opportunity to actually go with her and escort her rarely seems to present itself anymore. Must I be forced to accept this is now how things will be forever? Thank you for your time, Archbishop. I will conduct Mass again at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Could I ask you to pass on that to Her Majesty? It would be my pleasure. Oh, if it isn't Julia. I wasn't expecting to find you here. Is something the matter? Not at all. And good day to you, Archbishop. It's good to see you again, Julia. I haven't seen you for some time. You had me a little concerned. I'm terribly sorry to worry you. I'd also like to apologize for not attending Mass at all as of late. Oh, it's no trouble. I'm well aware of how busy you are. All I ask of you in the busy times you face is this. No matter how busy you may become, you must never lose sight of yourself. What matters to you most is always close at hand. Thank you, Archbishop. I will take what you said. Excuse me. I will take what you have said to heart. Excellent. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should be on my way. Good day, Archbishop. Actually, there is one way I may be. Archbishop, please wait. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of groupie fangirls. Everyone, please move a little farther from the castle gates. Just a little more, please. If everyone could please remain calm. That was... Oh, poor Atlas got soaked. I kind of wish they would darken the colors on his sprite just to show that he's dripping wet because he got knocked into the water. It's Julia! She's coming out! She's coming out! Huh? It's just the Archbishop and his sister. Come now, everyone. Please move aside and let us pass. I know who that is. That's very clever, Julia. That was also your disguise in the first game. Whew. It looks like your plan worked well, Julia. Fortunately. I'm sorry for causing you trouble yet again. Not to worry. You have my sympathies. Even those seem to be very fervent admirers of you. And there's Vander. Major Vander? What is he doing here? I thought he already left Liberal. This is quite a surprise. I wasn't aware you were also a sister of the church, Captain Schwarz. You can tell? Well... I should be back in Arabonia, but I still have a little cleaning up to do. That fool left. So I ended up having to come back here and again in the end. I would have liked to take the time to go and greet you, but the chance ultimately never presented itself. Nevertheless, I'm pleased to see you were able to meet. I was able to meet you again, Captain. Or is it Sister Julia now? Major. Even the sprite called Sister Julia. He's playfully teasing her. It appears to me at this point in time you're trying to disguise your identity from this man. Perhaps you needn't bother. Regardless, I have preparations to make this afternoon's mass, so I should excuse myself. Good day to you both. Archbishop! So that was the famous Archbishop Current, was it? Wasn't it? Perhaps I should have taken the chance to properly introduce myself. Major? I should probably explain how I ended up in this situation. You see, oh, I wish I could have stayed a little longer, but I really gotta get going. I wish I could have gotten a close look at Julia, though. I thought this was finally going to be my chance. She's so dreamy. Oh, they're starting to make their way back. If they find me here, I'm doomed. Should you like, Captain, I would be happy to help you disguise yourself. Pardon? I can't pretend to be familiar with your situation, but I can see you aren't comfortable with being discovered here. In these situations, your instincts may be to hide, but I believe the best thing to do is the exact opposite. If it works for you, I'd be happy to accompany you somewhere a little safer. Thank you. Ah, Julia. Please, right now. My pleasure. Never mind. I suppose it was my imagination. It must have been. Well, this area seems to be empty. Will this be far enough, do you think? It should be. Whew. I cannot apologize enough for this, Major. Think nothing of it. I'm used to having to run around without being discovered. Usually because Olivier's caused some kind of predicament. I can see that. I'm still ashamed of what happened, though. I let a simple commotion like that ruin my plans to go outside the city for my day off. I wasn't able to calm the situation at all. I wouldn't even have to be able to leave the castle without resorting to a disguise. I'm not sure you've any reason to be blaming yourself here. I'm afraid I must disagree. As a member of the Royal Guard, I am utterly useless. And this isn't the first time that I've felt that way. During the coup d'etat, I was powerless. I should have been able to protect Her Highness, and yet I ended up being captured and placed in danger. The same was true when Grancel was attacked by Ouroboros. Not only could I not protect Her Majesty from being endangered by them, I wasn't even able to be anywhere near her. I of all people should have been able to been right by her side in her hour of need. How dare I learn of what happened only after the fact? I'm not fit to even serve them. Well, I can certainly understand your frustration. They are both safe, were they not? Surely that is what counts above all. Much as I may wish to be, no human is omnipotent. Neither of us are exception to that. I understand that, or at least I want to believe that I do. But to make matters worse, I now find out there are magazine articles about me, making me out to be some kind of great hero. There's even talk of me being promoted. I don't even feel like I've done my job in a way that's worthy of praise. Never mind anything to deserve being given a higher position. No, none of that is what bothers me most. If people want me to be greater, to give me greater praise than I deserve, let them. And receiving a promotion isn't in of itself a cause to be unhappy, more the opposite, on paper anyway. But in reality, it will result in me becoming busier than usual, which will result in me ending up further away from Her Highness. I'm a little envious of you, to tell you the truth, Major. You've always been able to go and escort Prince Oliver like it's the most natural thing in the world. Maybe you weren't always by his side, but you were when you were needed the most. Words are mixing up. I looked up what that is. It's a phenomenon when you've only read a part of something, your mind tries to fill in the rest. You did more than escort him, too. You were able to help him and aid him in ways beyond the call of duty. By comparison, I can't seem to be able to help Her Highness at all. I can't even lend her an ear when she's plagued with worry. When she was agonizing over whether to assume her position as crown princess, I couldn't do a thing for her. I feel somewhat reluctant to give my opinion here, as I can hardly pretend to be well versed in your situation. But from where I stand, your position seems to be more fortunate. How so? What exactly do you mean, Major? I didn't mean to offend you, so I apologize if I did. But protecting that fool is a task that was thrust upon me the moment I was born. Between us, I find myself envious of your natural loyalty to the ones you serve. The moment you were born. Oh, right. You're a Vander. Yeah, the Vanders are the guards of the royal family. Every son of a Vander is destined to be a guard to a member of the imperial family. And we're a military family who traditionally serves the imperial family. My luck for anything less than a hectic life ran out the second I was given it. That's certainly a great responsibility to be destined to fulfill, especially when you've chosen to protect Prince Oliver of all people. Quite so. Still, my point stands. I do believe that it's a happy, fortunate thing to be able to serve and devote yourself to the ones you genuinely care for. I may hardly be an expert on subject seeing, as Her Highness is much less a handful, but am I wrong? No, I see your point. Perhaps I should see being able to sit here and worry about something like this as a luxury. Although, whether someone who isn't able to defend Her Highness can really be called a member of the Royal Guard is another issue entirely. Captain, if you'd like, I would be happy to teach you a good way to clear your head. To clear my head, you say? Indeed, still. I would like to keep this off the record. Okay, I don't get to see the rest of that. I'm gonna have to wait and see. Oh, I do get to see the rest of them. They're gonna spar. This will be a one-round duel. Both arts and items may be used. So this is what you had in mind. I can't say that I feel especially confident about my chances of defeating a warrior of the famed Vander family, but I'll certainly try. There's no need to be modest. Captain, let us begin. Oh, I actually get to fight!
Someone get me.
My soul-less sword!
Oh, I made the right decision.
Take it! Up your head! sake of
Get
my
ready.
master.
Take it. Take it.
I'm sorry.
For the sake of my master.
I made the right decision. Well, this is a surprise. I had no idea you were this strong. Surely you jest. I could tell that you were holding back against me. I only wish I could say that were true. I'm looking forward to the next chance we have to do battle. I will strive not to let you down. Captain? You said to me that you failed to protect those who care about the most. What did you lose because of that? I'm not sure I understand. The easiest way to determine the true worth of something is to imagine how things would be if you were to lose them. When you do that, you start to see things for how they really are, beyond simple logic. Imagine you were to vanish from the world, and yet you still possessed the ability to think. May there be anything left lingering on your mind, anything that worried you, something that you wished you could do. If so, that is what you should do most. Those are excellent questions, Major. Your Highness, I think I finally know I think I finally know what to do. I cannot thank you enough. Thanks to you, I can finally see the path I ought to take. I'll be sure to take all of you have taught me today to heart. Just don't assume I thought of any what I've said. Well, just don't assume I thought of any of what I've said or done myself. I often would cross swords with my uncle to clear away frustrations after having to deal with my own insufferable charge. Yeah, pugilism is a pretty good way to work out some stress, either on a bag or with a fellow pugilist. Well, it's probably about time I thought about returning to Barabonia. As much as I hate to admit it, I'm feeling a hint of concern for his well-being. Only a hint? Please give him my regards. I shall. And give mine to the princess as well. I mean, 2 military officers. It seems at that moment that I made a decision in my heart. I would do all I could to support Her Highness as this nation's future queen. But to that end, I also resolved to accept whatever promotions I received. No doubt the further I moved up the ranks, the more my chances to actually meet with her would decrease. But even if we can't meet in person, even if I have to do it from afar, I want to be able to support her. Perhaps this decision is a selfish one, but I do hope you can forgive me for making it, Your Highness. Oh my God, this is still going. I feel somewhat reluctant to disturb Her Majesty while she's busy working, but... Is that you, Julia? And there's Claudia. Your Highness, Sieg. How come you're back already? Did you think I was still over at the villa? I expected to be too, but there weren't many people there today, so I was able to leave earlier than expected. I see. I'm just as surprised to see you here, actually. I thought you'd been given the day off. Oh, you knew. I had. I ended up running into a friend, and I don't have many opportunities to spend time with. The time we spent together simply flew by. I owe my deepest thanks to Her Majesty for giving me the opportunity. Well, I'm happy to hear that. Julia, I realize this may feel a little out of nowhere, but I wanted to thank you for always supporting me. Goodness, this is out of nowhere. But it's something I should have done ages ago. I can't believe it's taken me this long to state the obvious. Everything my parents would otherwise have taught me, you ended up doing in their place. How to fight, how to act, how to think. It's like I'm only now starting to realize just how much of what makes me myself are things I learned from you. I feel like I've grown up seeing you as a role model. I remember grandmother laughing at me at one point about how similar I am to you. Even in little things, like how I walk and move, she says I'm just like you. Julia? Is something the matter? No. All this time, I really thought I'd been right. All this time, I really have been right by her side. I spent all this time worrying because I couldn't see her by mine. But as far as she was concerned, I was always there. I am truly beyond help. Chloe, may I say something? I don't believe I'll be able to wait upon you as I always have any longer. But even now, I wish to do all I can to protect and support you. I will continue being your retainer, your friend, and your sister as well. So please, try not to overexert yourself during my absence. And even if I'm not able to be near you all the time, I still want you to know that you can always call upon me if you need me. Yeah, of course. Although I can't promise I won't find myself unintentionally taking advantage of your kindness. I'm always happy to have you to depend on. And I'll always be glad you feel the same way. This is still going. My God, these side stories. That afternoon, they were able to enjoy a few relaxing cups of tea together. Despite her initial resistance, Julia's day off proved to be much more enjoyable than she had expected. And it seemed inevitable that the fragrance of the tea that she drank that day would remain in her memories forever. That was kind of nice. Septium Vein and 3,000 Mira. Yeah, I'm not doing that again. I don't want this to be 30 minutes of just dialogue. I think I need to go to the wet block. Well, that's kind of the nature of this game.
There is nothing my sword cannot...
Yeah, now we're in the west block. Let's look around here. Invade people's privacy and going into their homes to look for treasure and loot and equipment and whatnot. I need to look at what Septium Vein does. Treasure! S-tablet. 15 of 36. Buildings, furniture, instruments, wedding rings. No matter the job, he carved each and every piece handsomely, and each one showed more heart than the last. Well, so much for selling his father's tools. He became a craftsman. Hey, my eyes are up here. I've made my decision. Swagwitch. Swingwitch? The chest is empty. Look, you try coming up with hundreds of these across the game, across 3 games. Brain roast. 7 of 12. Each time Hideko reflected on these events, feelings of remorse washed over her. If only I'd had the courage to refuse that door-to-door bargain over these years ago. What? No, that's a really good point. Black Bangle Plus. Did you know early concepts had Joshua as the protagonist while Estelle had Joshua's current role? Over time, however, the team believed it made more sense if the roles were switched. I wonder if that's true. I wonder if that's true. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to have to confer on that. I wonder if that's true. I guess I can check that out on the subreddit. I can't go into the sewers. That's probably a fortunate thing. I'm guessing the cathedral is where I'm going to need to go. But I'm going to check Morgan's house for any treasure or loot that he may or may not have. He did indeed have some. Just some septium. Psst! Your survival hinges on what I have to say. Run. Run now. Yeah, okay. That's an earth one. Huh. Yeah, Septium Vein will be a better one for him. Let me guess, bear. Okay.
Let's end this.
Take it!
There is nothing my sword cannot.
I expected there to be a barrier. Let's check out the cathedral. Treasure. Celestial Bomb. 35 of 36. So, the sun began cautiously. What would you say if I told you I was thinking of selling Grandpa's shop? Huh. That door is locked. Nothing up here. That was that just for loot? Stun. GB, I think that's an orbital cannon. You mean 2 games full of these cheesy phrases wasn't enough? Let me take a look at it. Yes, a small orbital cannon made by Reinford, marketed towards civilians. So I meant to equip that to... Oh, another star door. Those who have not proven themselves in battle are not worthy of stepping inside. Should you wish to be deemed worthy, struggle through 100 battles. Only then shall the door open. Let me jot that down really fast. Okay. So I guess that's just something I have to go check on every now and then. But because I discovered it, I can just travel there. I guess it's the port. What? It's the Bobcat. Now I'm getting just set so I can go check out that other door. Here they are currently using their airship to operate a courier business. That's cool. I see. Still, why would it be here? Well, it's not impossible that they came to Gransel to deliver some sort of letter or parcel. But the best way to find out is to look inside. Yeah, I'll do that in just a minute. Because I got looting to do. Long barrel too. Guns and cannons. It doesn't work on crossbows anymore. So I have to give that to Tita. That sucks. There might be someone in here too. Shouldn't we try breaking it down? Hack away! Wait, no, I was joking. At least let's try to see if we can unlock it by some other means before skipping to our last resort. Yeah, it's gonna take a hell of a amount of force. Naturally, I was also joking. You little fibber. Okay. Now that we've saved this poor door's life, let's look around for a key. It's probably further in the port. My guess is just gonna be over here somewhere. I still don't know what that dungling is. It sounds like an aluminum can. Oh, okay. Big scary monster. Let's kill it! It's dead!
Justice must always prevail.
Realizing this game's a little on the easy side. Sky 1 was fucking brutal, so I'm overcompensated, I guess. I didn't realize I was 19 of 36. His wife, however, disagreed. She was never one to keep quiet, a trait of hers he normally adored, and tonight she was no different than usual as she voiced her concerns over dinner. I'm going to look all those up. I can go over here. And naturally this is the one to go to. If I remember right, this was the warehouse where that tank was hidden in. This is my first time seeing the inside though. It's currently being rented out by a new owner as far as I'm aware. Naturally, we've been given a thorough background check this time. Alright, probably for the best after what went down here. Kevin? Fiends. Okay. Okay. Just...
Let's end this.
Maybe I should have played on normal.
There is nothing my sword cannot cut.
And that's gonna be a key. Yep. I'm not done exploring this area though. Oh, and then after I get Josette, I can go see her door. Go over here. Treasure! My favorite character is Chester from Ys. The Oath of Flagana? Chester. And yes, that is pronounced Ys, by the way, not Weiss. It's Ys. A guy I know, Chaos Jester, or Avatar of Discord, really likes the Ys series. He does have a YouTube channel if you want to look him up. Maybe I'll link it in the description if I can remember. Any more loot? My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Let's go look over here. Up, okay! Die. That's not dying. That's killing. Now that's dying.
Justice must always prevail.
Thank you, Julia. Treasure. Sent. Trails in the Sky the Third was delayed for 5 years to come up with more chest phrases. That one I will believe. Let me take a look at that. Enemies become aware of your presence. So I guess if you want to grind, equip that. And I'll give him quite a bit, so that might be worth it. Plus, it's not like the combat in this game is particularly hard. I am playing on easy, because I'm a little bitch, apparently. Purging Bomb. 33 of 36. Her Gandor had won over everyone she met. She may have been an unusual sort, but she had won over both peers and elders alike. She was a source of pride for her parents, and that would never change. That's kind of nice. Okay, let's go back to the Bobcat and get that sealing stone for Josette and wake her up, you son of a bitch!
Hold still! Let's end this! Not bad!
Chain level 2. Yeah, thanks, neighbors, for launching fucking fireworks at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on New Year's Eve. You can't wait a couple hours, motherfuck.
All right, what's next?
I live in the city limits, you stupid bastards. I hope it blows up in your fucking hand and you lose fingers, you asshole. You smell bad and your mama dresses you funny! I have no idea what I'm talking about at this point. I'm just running my fucking mouth. Shut up, phone! Yeah, there's the crystal. Look at that in a minute. Apparently there's no loot here. Let's go get the crystal. I'll go up just to be sure. You guys wait for me down here. That's a sealing stone, alright. It's gonna be Josette, and that means I can open up the next one. I wonder whether it being here means that I think what it does. Yeah, let's go back to base and open it up. But I think we're going to save that for next time, because this has been going for almost an hour now. Thank you all for watching. Join me next time on Trails in the Sky 3. As I open up a sealing crystal, go check out another door, and keep exploring this place to get through the end of this one. But until then, I'm TheDarkSeraph, signing off.